didn't know why I couldn't open a door.
You ready to do a quick and dirty in the garage or what?
Gotta go get rid of these
Yeah.
toe breakers.
Safety thirds.
For something that, you know, is less bad, but not good still.
What, like Crocs?
Steel toe Crocs.
So I tell you not to wear sandals in the garage, and what do you put on?
Not sandals.
Oh boy,
steel
what are those?
They're steel toe boat shoes.
All right.
Something.
What are we doing today?
They're fake Vans. They're $5. We are going to be fixing my exhaust.
I thought you were about to grab the Timmy's cup. So what exactly happened there, Cass? What happened to Mama Bear?
Okay, so I'm driving back after our last ride with Dirty Life, and all of a sudden on the road, all I hear is, "Ma!" Like it's so loud. And I turn around and Trevor's pulled over with Lynn on the side of the road looking for something. And I guess my tip flew off and like just shot right off. My quiet core was on the side of the road too. Everything's just scattered everywhere. We'll clip to, I think we have a clip of it somewhere.
No, we don't. We might. I don't think.
Maybe clip?
Maybe clip. We don't have a clip.
We don't know.
So the Mama Bear blew out her. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube?
I don't know.
Whatever.
So that was super loud. Lynn tried to pick it up with her coat because she knew it'd be hot, and it just burnt a hole right through the coat, and it melted onto the actual quiet core, which I believe is over here actually.
Do we still have it?
I think so.
We are so prepared right now. I don't think we do. I'm pretty sure I chucked it out.
Oh, maybe. Okay,
Yeah.
well, new one.
Yeah. So the exhaust has to be pretty much rebuilt, which is good timing because I have to repack it anyway. For those of you who have never done it before, especially the RJ specifically, but most exhausts have packing in them. And when they get wet playing in the water and the mud and everything, they kind of pack and they don't really do their job anymore. So eventually you got to change it up. So we're going to repack it. We're probably going to polish it up a little bit because Cass sucks at washing it. It's true.
I take that personally.
You know it's true though.
And we're also going to put on the black tip and the black badging. So it's
Yeah.
going to look really sharp with Mama Bear.
When we first bought the RJ for the Kodiak, it only came in the mud edition. So we're still technically going to have a mud edition, but with the cross-flow tips and everything. So that'll be kind of cool.
One of a kind, unless anyone else is doing it. But for now, to my knowledge, one of a kind.
So we have to get a whole new end and everything just because everything got broken up and stuff. But yeah, we're going to pull Mischief out, get Mama Bear up, and I'll start pulling the exhaust off, but Cass is going to do the work today.
Gonna try.
Yeah, it's always hilarious when you try to work.
Fingers.
So we're gonna have some fun today and teach Cass something, I think. So we're gonna get to that. The last couple of projects that we're gonna be doing on video might seem random, sporadic, small, less crazy cool shots and stuff. We're actually moving soon.
Surprise!
Yeah, so if you haven't been paying attention to Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff, we kind of leaked it out quite a bit, but we are moving to Saskatchewan. So we had to kind of stretch our schedule a little bit because we've been selling the house, which is sold in like one day, not even. We've been working on all sorts of other projects like the trailer, which you're also going to see, but we didn't actually record any of that while we were doing it because we just had to get stuff done. Taking video of stuff is just, it doubles whatever project you're going to do. So for today, we actually managed to get ahead enough that we can fit in some of this little stuff and still get out a couple videos to you, but it might end up being kind of sporadic over the next like 2 months. So getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey?
Yep. Now we just have to find a house at the other end.
Yes, and I'd also like to find a haircut. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've got some floofies. Gotta get that off. But we're gonna start by, I want to take the whole exhaust off, which is actually not that hard of a job, just so Cass can have it on a bench and she can focus on the job itself. Normally I would just kind of struggle bust it around with it on the machine, but for her it'll be easier to have it on the bench and she can actually clean it for once, so it'll be good.
Stabby, stabby, stabby.
Alright, so a few things to pull out. And yeah, so basically for this exhaust, it's just like 2 springs on a flange and 1 mounting bolt. That's it, and it's off. It's really, really easy. So if you want to actually see the installation, we do have a video in the Kodiak Mama Bear playlist. So, got the exhaust off the quad.
All by myself?
Yeah, which is super easy actually. It's just 1 bolt right here for the Yamahas, and then there's the flange I was telling you about. It's basically 2 cups that meet each other, and then it's just spring tension that holds it on. That gives it a little bit of flex, which is kind of nice. Especially when it comes to the Yamaha single piston, it just vibrates like a bastard, so.
I'm just kidding, Kyle took this off all by himself.
2 seconds, I thought I'd prepare you, wife.
Yeah, he even cracked these open for me. He's like, yeah, I got.
Didn't want you to struggle too much.
Yeah, not like that tire video.
What we're gonna do is, so this is where the quiet core got ejected. Normally there's a billet tip here, and it all just got shot out of the back of it. So we're going to replace all that with the black stuff from the crossflow. Yeah. And we're also going to repack the exhaust. So in this space right here, inside this stainless housing, is packing material like this up here. So we're going to replace all that because I'm sure it doesn't look that hot. And once we get that done, we're also going to be drilling out the 2 rivets on the old badge and put on the black one. But we got to clean this thing up a little bit, make it somewhat presentable to reinstall, eh?
Yeah, for a big reveal in Saskatchewan one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Population 5, where we're moving.
Hopefully we can get a good ride going up that way, because you know, there's a lot of you that live out that way, so it'd be really cool to just get to know the area.
For all you folks in Saskatchewan, please take us out. I know there's quite a few people who've already offered, which is super dope,
Yeah.
but we're definitely going to need some guidance out there. Probably not really, because it's super flat, but I know there's going to be some sweet spots that they're hiding.
Ooh.
Like Asta Cruiser's P Trail and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure it's all recorded for the sleds and stuff, but I want to know where all that is. Mm-hmm. From what I hear, it's north of Saskatoon, so we're going for a little bit of a drive. We're going to be south of Saskatoon somewhere.
We're going to make use of that trailer.
Heck yeah.
Talk more, Steve.
You could just use the other end and twirl it constantly.
Are you kidding me?
No?
This one?
Yeah, just put that end in and just twirl away.
Well, darn it.
Yeah, the other side's just for leverage.
I knew this. This is for everyone, all the viewers at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be a mechanic in no time, sweetheart.
I cook really good.
So what was your idea to clean this thing?
I don't
Because
know.
you let it get caked on. So what's the plan?
SOS pad, like a steel wool with the
Yeah.
rust stuff remover stuff.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
one of
Okay.
those. We have some under the kitchen.
So once we get this thing all ripped apart and we drill off that badge, it'll just be a nice, easy stainless housing to clean up. I don't really care about the pipe itself, but
Yeah, it'll be nice and shiny billet steel or billet
Aluminum.
Yep.
So what'd you do, Cass?
I got it. I can't even lie anymore. Kyle got it off for me because she was on there pretty tight. We use a brass
You got it.
punch.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
with
why'd we
a-
use brass?
So it doesn't scuff this up. And
Yeah, to the
damage
best
it.
of our ability.
Yeah.
And
And
a
a sand mallet.
dead blow.
Dead blow.
Just to try and limit actually
Some
scarring
eruption.
up the exhaust.
Yeah.
So that end cap came off, and what that end cap does is locks the, what's this?
Packing.
The packing.
Yeah. Ow. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, careful. I should have warned you about that.
I went in real hard. No,
Okay.
it's-
You want gloves?
nah. I'll
You have your
just-
cute little Kubota gloves.
I do. Where are they? They're in the drawer you said. There they
there.
are. You know they're for me because they're pink, like the girl color.
Oh, I'll wear pink. I don't care.
Oh, it's for ladies? Throw some pink on it. They'll
Yeah.
like that.
So, be careful pulling that out. Leave it in its current condition and just put it on the table.
Is there fiberglass in it? Is that why?
I'm not sure what the packing's made out of. I'm sure there is fiberglass in it, though. We got to make sure to get all the pieces.
There we go.
So it is pretty worn out for sure. It's definitely been hot.
Seen some better days. Okay, yeah. It's all out.
Because I've redone these before, but we've got to make sure we get their little composition right.
So does this just go in here?
That goes in the center of this and that end cap.
Gotcha.
That's for later.
Okay.
But first,
So we don't need this.
we have one more thing to get rid of, and that's the badge, and we have to drill off the rivets. You gonna do that?
I'm gonna try.
All right. Okay, Cass. So, RJWC builds all their stuff the exact same way. They just change the cores and stuff. So all this stuff's actually really great and universal. That's why I know we can put new badging and stuff on it from a later iteration. So this is a rivet, okay? It's great for like body panels and holding stuff on and not being able to get to the backside, super flush, super small. That's what's right there. So what you'll notice is missing is that steel rod right there. So you put this in the rivet tool and it snaps that off, but it'll mushroom heads this to hold that to that. Okay?
Okay.
So when you want to remove them, you get a drill bit just a bit bigger than the head, and you drill it and it'll just come apart. So we're going to remove...
So we're not drilling all the way through.
No,
we're
just drilling the head off.
into this.
Yeah. So I'm going to drill one, and you're going to drill the other.
Cool.
Okay? Here.
You're so nice to me.
I'll try. See?
I wasn't even paying attention. I was
Oh.
looking at the camera.
So the head's off of that now. See? Because we drilled it off.
Okay.
And you're going to do the other guy.
Okay.
So nothing's holding on to that badge now. There's probably still a piece on the backside, but we can just flick it off now. Okay? Let me just get... wait, don't touch it. Don't touch it. I just don't want you getting hurt there. I got to get rid of this guy. Okay. So make sure it's nice and seated in the rivet.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And spin away.
Tell me when, like...
As soon as you see, just take your time. There. Ta-da!
Okay.
You drilled your first rivet off.
Yay.
You're gonna put the rivets in too, and I don't know if you're gonna be. You got pretty weak wrists. You're gonna be all right though. You want to try and hammer that off? Is that the idea?
I think so.
Okay. Okay. I like your attitude. Oh, there you go. There you go. See, so there's the other ends of the rivets there. So we're just going to pop those through. And we're going to use those same holes for the new badging on the crossflow stuff.
So can I actually pop it through with this?
Probably, yeah.
I'm not nervous at all.
I can get you a better punch than that, but...
Oh, that one went.
Yeah. I got a better punch for that. Okay. But you get the point. So next step is I'm going to get rid of these off camera, and then you're going to start cleaning her up. Right? What do you think? That works?
So, yeah.
Pretty exciting stuff.
Just with a wash basin and an SOS pad, you can get it at a grocery store.
We're going to try that, and we might need something to break it down a little bit, but
Yeah.
it'll turn out pretty
Well,
good.
still wool, it should do fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this part was Cass's idea, and I have to say, it looks like it's working out pretty good. Now the only thing is, the stainless has obviously been heated and cooled, so it's got like a nice bronze to it. Some parts have like that nice blue TIG weld look. So it'll be nice and clean, but I think it'll be discolored a little bit just because of its age and all the mud that's cooked onto it and Cass's inability to clean it every ride. So... Stabby. You're doing a good job though, wife.
Just about done.
Does a heck of a job, that stuff. You've been hiding that in the house?
Yeah. It's good for pots and pans when, well, especially if they're getting rusty and stuff.
Well, you taught me something today.
Yeah. The trick for anyone, like, a lot of you probably already used this, but the trick is not to like submerge it completely and squish it out, because all this blue stuff is the solution that's going to really do all the work for you. So yeah, you just want to dip as you go and not completely submerge it.
That would have saved me a bunch of work.
Yeah.
Huh, good tip.
So we're
I'm not joking, wife.
so
Now you're just, oh yeah.
big reveal. Well, I've already rinsed most of it off, but.
Ah, look at that.
So it's in a yellow box.
You want to do mine?
In the cleaning aisle at your grocery store.
They must have it at a like part store or something. It's probably triple the price.
They have it at
but
Canadian Tire for sure. I can't speak to like hardware stores and stuff.
they don't have Canadian Tire in the land of
I'm
freedom.
sure they have it at Target or whatever.
Just really? Target? I don't think that's the Canadian Tire equivalent.
No, but any household.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
you missed that.
I feel like that was a pretty easy shot. It's like 3
We're
feet.
out of blue shop towels. That's why we're using the good stuff.
We're using everything from the house.
Yeah.
Huh. Holy moly. Wow.
Not bad, eh?
Yeah. Good job.
This is why I don't waste my time cleaning it every time. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah. Because once every 2 years you can just do this.
Yeah.
And there it is. Done.
It's actually a new one. We just ordered it.
Yeah, so you know what? That was like the easiest, simplest way to do this because I've actually pulled mine off and cleaned them the hard way, obviously. So, yeah, we're ready to start rebuilding, which is dope. And we're going to rivet in. We're going to show Cass how to rivet, which is super easy, but one of those things that just doesn't get done very often, so it'll be cool to show you. And then we got to actually make a new packing, which I have up there. Dirty Life got all that to us, oh geez, forever ago. But I knew this day was coming whenever I had some time, so made sure to get all that. So yeah, we're gonna put, so here's the old badge. That's the Mud Edition one, which looks really good when it's new. But I'm pretty pumped about the
Me too. It'll just fit in with the matte black theme we've got going on.
Yeah, so
Pretty pumped.
Mama Bear's got a color scheme going on, so we're gonna put that guy on. So you want to take your 2 rivets. You want to take both of them. When you have more than one hole, you want to like line them up preemptively in case it shifts. Oh, other way.
Yep. Yeah, they're a little bit off.
Oh, maybe they made some changes. When RJWC is doing this, they have like jigs and everything set up.
Also, my hands are still slippery from the soap. That one goes right in.
I hope so.
It's not off by a whole lot. Like you could see.
I can just drill it out a little bit.
I'm not sure if I just push it. Anyways.
Here, let me try.
I gotta go rinse my hands.
Let me try.
Oh. Just a little bit, eh?
Yeah, we should get it. Let me see here. There. So now that I changed the tip, so this is a pretty cheap one from like Crappy Tire, but you have different size tips to hold on to these rods, and then you literally just clamp.
Nice.
Yeah. So you're gonna do this guy. Okay. Clamp away, sweetheart. All the way. Wait for it. Okay, clamp again. Let go of the handle and like clamp again.
Oh God. Now I can't reach it.
Come on, you can do it. You
My
can do it.
fingers aren't
You can do
long
it. Come on.
Oh my God.
Almost. You got her.
Yay.
That's it.
Oh man.
Yeah, sometimes you got to give her the juice.
That looks good.
Bam. So updated. Okay, so now we have the core and the instructions. RJ does a great job with the instructions and tells you all the little things. If you pay attention, this is your inner core, right? So they made you make sure you remember which side was the inner side here, because it actually fits into a little, not a flange, but there's a piece of pipe with just a bit bigger diameter that it fits in there. So you want to make sure that you grab the right side, because one's super flush and you want to make sure it goes back in that same way. The packing is a little smaller on purpose because you're going to have a billet clamp that's going to take up some of the space, and the fitting on the other side will take up some of the space. So if you're wondering why the matting is smaller than the actual inner core, that's why. So then you got to have your steel wool like this, and you just lay it on top of the fiberglass mat, and you make sure you have your inside up. You got to pay attention to this because you want to make sure you install it the right way. And then you just want to tightly roll it. And once you have it nice and rolled, I strongly suggest gloves. I'm just a goofball like that. And then you just fit it in. And you got to get everything lined up because that back side it's going to fit in. You got to make sure it's pressed in there, and then this side is going to hold the other side, right? So got to make sure everything's lined up. So we're going to put some gloves on because I should probably do what I preach. Just anything to keep the fiberglass really off your hands.
Here they are.
Oh, got some Kubota gloves.
Ooh. There we go. Look at all the safety stuff tucked away.
Believe it or not, I take safety somewhat seriously. It's on the list of things.
It's third. Yep.
So we're just gonna make sure.
Oop.
Oh my God, this packing's gonna be gigantic. I might actually take a chunk of it off. I don't know if it's all gonna fit.
Just gonna whoop.
I don't know. I might have to take a little bit of the fiberglass off because there's lots of it. Oh no, that's the right amount. Actually, that does a good job.
It's almost like someone put some thought into it.
You'd think.
Yeah. Like a whole team of designers and manufacturers.
I don't know if it's supposed to go that easy. I didn't think it would, but
Well,
something I like to say about RJ is, yes, they're expensive, no doubt. But you have to realize with all these different parts and pieces and stainless and quality of build, like their welds, their jigs and process and engineering, like if you put all that together, you start realizing why there's a bit of cost. And then on top of that, obviously for us North American folks, we're paying to get it all the way out here. So I do really like their product. They've never given me anything for free or anything. I just want that to be realized. But I really enjoy their build quality. So tip of the hat for them in doing that. So this has actually been a very easy process, especially adapting newer stuff to their older stuff. Obviously, they put a lot of thought into this. So I'm very happy with that. So the next part to seal the deal, as far as the actual exhaust portion, is the end clamp. And like I was mentioning before, they used to only have this side here that actually locked this bracket to the whole can. And then what they did was they added that set screw there, and that keeps everything locked. It puts pressure on both sides so they don't undo. Some of the older RJs, people had a lot of problems with them because it wouldn't lock and you'd have packing blowing out of the back of this. So there was definitely some issues there. So they've made a lot of good changes since then.
and then there's this one too.
Yeah, so this, when we were removing this, I totally forgot about. On the bottom of your exhaust, you have this set screw, and it also locks it into the pipe itself. So even if all of this managed to come out, it wouldn't let go. So, and they, look at the machine work on that. They've got some fantastic tooling. They've definitely invested in themselves, and it's nice to see. There's a few companies out there, not just RJWC, that are doing some really good work in this billet high-end department. I got my hands on a set of Empires, and they were beautiful work too. And then you have like that mid-ground, like MBRP. They're moving to stainless and considering a lot of performance stuff. Really great with tuning. Like, there's a lot of really great companies out there doing some really good work. I just wanted to mention that. So next up, let's slide this bracket on. Let me remember where everything is. That's the bottom there. We've got to make sure all this gets lined up too. See how this fits on. Now that we cleaned it, it might be a bit easier, but...
Oh yeah. Wow, that just slid right on there.
So far. What am I not seeing here? Should probably read the instructions. Oh, it's the inner core not lining up yet.
Or, Kyle,
No, got it.
Do we not need to put this in?
Not yet.
Oh.
Nope, that's afterwards.
Look at me trying to be a smart ass.
So, yeah. See, now you can see that everything's seated really well, that inner core is lined up. So basically the far end, like I was explaining, you can imagine it's a lot like this on the other side. So you just want to make sure all of that's lined up. So now we're going to put that set screw in. We're going to lock these 4 down and then set screw that side, and this shouldn't come off. One thing you do have to remember is it's a lot like torquing a tire for the first time. You should really go back and set it again, especially when this thing gets hot and cold, hot and cold. So that's part of the reason why Cassandra's actually blew the core out. I did do it, but obviously not a good enough job. So we're basically reinstalling all new parts into this can. So we want to make sure that we're going to run the machine, get it hot, reset everything, and that's part of the instructions. So they've obviously experienced it in the past, and they know what they're doing, and they do a very good job on that. So we're going to make sure we do it right. So class is just polishing the tip there, and we're just going to wrap that up, and you're up for your final bit, home stretch.
Yeah.
So now we've got the core in place, repacked, the inner core cleaned. We riveted on the new Crossflow Edition blackout badge, and we have the blackout tip there. This is the quiet core right here. So this is the new quiet core. This one is actually very good. They had an old quiet core I like to keep here. This guy honestly was terrible. Didn't do anything. Good attempt, but you know, didn't do anything. So now they have this guy, and it does do a fantastic job. For all of you running RJs with especially mono pistons, grab one of these. You'll love it.
Huge difference. And you still get that RJ sound. It's just throatier instead of like a loud, wet fart.
It's a lot more even in flow instead of like a Tommy gun wet fart.
Yeah.
So we're going to put that core in. It goes right down into the inner core. And then you're going to take, for Cass's bike, this, normally you would just put this guy in with this. This is just a spacer to hold everything in. And then you put your tip on. But because Cass's Kodiak, the way the plastics are, you have this to divert the exhaust away from the plastic. So she's not going to use that spacer, which is included in all these kits. She's going to use this. And that goes inside this. And then you just put the cap on. Yep, so like that. And then she's going to start putting in the Allen key bolts. And that'll be that. So you finished her up?
Yeah.
Happy with it?
Very.
So funny enough, this started off as a mud edition, and there's literally no difference now. It is now a Crossflow. So that's basically the difference between the mud edition and the Crossflow is what we did here today.
The inner core and the black tip and the badge.
And the badge, yeah.
Man, that looks good.
Yeah. Slightly discolored now because obviously it's been through quite a bit, but it's completely rebuilt.
Oh, yeah.
You happy?
Very.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's going to look good on Mama Bear, I think.
I'm kind of stoked that it blew off, actually.
So
Kyle's just piecing the bike back together. But look at this. God, that looks good. We weren't going to clean this part here, but we decided why not? And I recommend it because you could see quite a bit of it, and it just looks sharp.
I think we have to adjust the down pipe to angle it outwards.
Yeah.
But right now it's shooting at metal, so it's not a big deal.
No big deal. But God, that looks sharp. Oh, it's already it's recording, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This might get a little loud right there.
Yeah, I know.
We're in the garage too, so.
One of us has to do it. thanks for watching, guys. Till next